Today is a prosperous time for Bosnia. On this new episode of Tezalovic, we are fresh off from a crusade which ended 3 years ago, in which we Bosnians contributed the most to the crusade and created the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Or in the Bosnian, Croatian, Serbian language, it would be Jerusalemsko Krajevstvo. That would be in that language, which my sister, Queen Stana, the Pilgrim of Jerusalem, as its first queen. She is a Crusader queen, even though she never fought in the front lines, but she was Bosnia's first female marshal, and now she's the first queen of Jerusalem. And because of this, she has the Crusader blood of Queen Stana, which means cheaper Crusader states, which I don't know what that means. Does that mean just creation of more lands that nobody else has? Like, say, if there was another crusade and we go for this part of Egypt, we could create another Crusader state of Egypt. That's just hypothetical. So again, she doesn't have that much in the bloodline, but the only flaw is that, well, has to be matrilineal heritage, has to pass on through the female line, and only female characters can pass on the bloodline on to their offspring. And matrilineal transfer. In addition to normal bloodline inheritance, if two characters are in a matrilineal marriage, their children will inherit patrilineal bloodlines from their mother and matrilineal bloodlines from their father. If child has no known father and their mother has a patrilineal bloodline, the child will inherit it. Well, Bogasha can have these now until he's married to somebody, but again, that's no longer my... Oh, wait a minute, he's still in Bosnia. He's not even in Jerusalem. And Nikolina was also in Bosnia, not in Jerusalem. So it's only a matter of time before Bogasha, my nephew, will be the heir and future king of Jerusalem, and everyone associated around him will go to them, along with their two Bulgar vassals and one Serbian. But one thing I overlooked, besides the dukes, are these counties of multiple ethnicities. There is a French, a German, and an Italian. Not to forget that whoever's the duchy owners, that means their respective cultures will have their respective mayors and bishops. So over there's a Norseman who's in Negev. Okay. But I'm sure it's only a matter of time before they revoke his tunnel. I don't know how he got there. One would assume he's a mercenary. There is another Tezalovic man in. It's Count Radislav. He's my kinsman. Guess he's from Croatia. Or Bohemia, since there's another Tezalovic in. Book and Russian. There were Khazars, I see. And meanwhile, up in the north, in the Duchy of Nagali, Frankish, Lombard, and all your respective bishops and mayors of the cultural owner. While for Stana, besides her Duke vassals, she vassalized the Grand Master of the Knights Hospitalier, and all the Bosnian bishops and mayors of her domain. So yeah, a multi-ethnic, multicultural Crusader state of Jerusalem. While meanwhile back home we are experiencing, well, since the end of that crusade, what I would like to call the Bosnian Golden Age, or the Bosnian Renaissance, because we have so much money, so much prestige and piety. But the crusade has its price. As you can see, Katarina, the Sword of Jesus, which replaced her old, the Unchaste nickname. So, she's redeeming herself. Not quite fully yet. She still has to get rid of deceitful and lustful if she wanted to be a true Christian knight of sorts. Which I think that's only applied to males, but at least it'll feel like it for her. 47 and is a member of the Monastic Order, which she joined relatively late in her life. But that's only just to redeem herself. And to keep up with all the vassals, which everyone is positive. I mean, I just want to improve relations with everyone. Make it look like... Look, what happened in the Civil War period? 20 years ago. It was brutal. We hope it will never happen again. So I will be swaying King Stanislav of Croatia. He's the least liked. Oh, the person who likes me the least compared to everyone else. And interestingly enough, the Duchy of Pest and the Duchy of Koevia have become independent from the fallen kingdom of Pomerania, as it's still dealing with a lot of problems. Used to be a mortal enemy, but now Bulgaria, led by an Ivakovich of all the dynasties. Hey, wait a minute. Well, never mind. You know, since he's the count and he's the heir, that means there's a good possibility that Bulgaria may get this county as an enclave. So, in future conflicts, the Bosnian Bulgar Wars are back on, like they were before, decades before. So, yes, we have so much money, and I think we should take advantage of grabbing Pest and Koevia into the Bosnian Empire. Who's the weakest of the two? This one. And we can't assassinate her. And yes, her heir is a Count of Trinjan, which would be nice if we just get rid of her and then, boom, it's in the Empire now. But could offer vassalization, which, for obvious reasons. So we'll just force vassalization. We'll lose 1,000 prestige. I mean, we have so much prestige, it's like armor. I was originally for peace for a while, but 2 vassalization wars wouldn't hurt anyone. And I'm sure she's not going to like me, at least for a while. Okay, you know what? We'll only use local troops, which means both my personal domain levies and the vassals of the mayors and bishops, including this new barony of Prozola, which we're still building buildings. And I forgot I left my rally point to Zahumia. That was during the Crusade. We're only using local forces, not the whole empire. This is my daughter. Third daughter. Alright. I'll give it to you. Just want to keep the Italians happy. They're the biggest of the kingdom vassals in Bosnia Empire. Huh. My niece, Nicolina of Jerusalem. Yeah, sure. So again, we only worry about the European lands rather than over there in the Holy Land. That's Stana's problem now. Unless there's a jihad for Jerusalem, then I may come. And remember, I'm not leading armies because I want to... I'm not saying take care of myself, it's just... Just do more work for the church. Just to have a little more devotion. Charity again. What happened to you? Well, apparently I guess I the one who put you in the dungeon and you were a Crusader veteran. Hey, would you mind lifting this? Send to Holy Order. Well, and how much would it cost me? Lose 50 piety. He will be a monk, and he will go to... Oh wait, that's take the vows. The Holy Order. Knights Hospitalier or Knights Templar? Well, knowing of his reputation, due to him being gluttonous and excommunicated, how much would it take to get him recommunicated? So that. And since you are a Crusader veteran, and the Knights Hospitalier is a vassal of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, so he'll go over there. Just think about what you've done. It's prisoner transfer. Oh, and I have to ransom you some of your money out before you even go to there, as I will seclude myself in prayer and meditation. Although, I'm sure you're wondering, how did I get disfigured? That was during the only major battle in that crusade. That was in Jerusalem itself. I took a spear to the face. That's what happened. I have a newfound respect for the hermits of old. My time spent fasting and praying in seclusion has done me good. God has helped me strengthen my mind. I must curb my lust, so I will lose that trait. Finally. Now all I need to do is to get rid of deceitful. I can rank up right now. Remember, we're just vassalizing the Duchy of Pest, which will soon be in control of the Serb here, of the Sokolovic dynasty. Visitor. I received a visitor, a monk from the famous great abbey of Cluny. Tells me that the monks there spent much of their days in devoted prayer, and they always mentioned the names of the most pious Christians in those prayers. Hope you mention Helen. If you demonstrate my immense piety by donating a large sum of gold at the abbey, I'll surely be among those present in the monks' prayers. Of course they shall have my support. And we got another cardinal, Ratomir of Pek, from the Bosnian Empire. Is that right? Yes. And there's also one cardinal from Jerusalem, the Italian cardinal of Gaza. Never get rid of the Hermetic books. They will be useful one day for future rulers who would wish to join the Hermetic Society. Secluded pendants? Well, that's what I wanted to do. I'm finally back in shape. I've lost the fat trait. I don't remember how I got fat in the first place. French Germanic woman who has sympathy for Christian religions, so she's tolerated. And she's strong. One would think Thor makes you strong. Two more holdings. And then you're next. Pointing at you. Oh dear. Cannot make sense of the passage of the Bible. The words are archaic and the meaning is deeply hidden by the copious layers of symbolism. It would greatly benefit my spiritual development if I discovered text essence on my own, though at this point it would be better asking my court chaplain. There's no shame in asking for help. I immediately sought out court chaplain Sandali, to request his aid. It seems I caught him at a bad time. However, he agreed to some of that sort of reluctance. Sandali has no patience with me and failed to keep up. Now he left in anger. You're the ignorant one. All you care about is food. And you're studying the stars. He's got his own observatory in Ostrogon, since he's the Prince Archbishop. Apparently he's got better things to do. Hunter. Might make use of you one day. Alright, pest is ours. I can create the Kingdom of Magyar. Magyar. That's how you pronounce it in Hungarian, not Magyar like I did several times in the past. Yeah, but it's Pannonia, but that doesn't mean it replaces Pannonia entirely. So I can create that. And maybe whoever controls Pest, which would soon be him, no doubt, maybe I'll give him that particular tile. I wonder how do we distribute the lands? And then includes that Prince Archbishop, which would no doubt serve him. Oh no, don't worry about that right now. Let's worry about this next conflict, which we'll set up soon. But there's going to be a defensive pack against me. Making progress. What are you up to? Yeah, I was about to look you up. It's a trade war. And you're winning so far. Oh, don't worry, you got this. I'll respectfully decline. You got this. I have plans of my own. Rabies. They call him the Wise, and he's already getting sick. France still manages to exist, and Norway took a bit of that. What the hell? Okay, this one's for Flanders. Holding War. Flanders. Poitou. Yep, they want you out of the mainland. And the British will soon eat up Ireland. Well, meanwhile, in Jerusalem, what's my sister up to? Okay, it's a holy war for Sicily. Really? This small emirate wants to take on them? And the Byzantine wants to help the papacy and Jerusalem as well. And they're 26,000 strong, especially the event spawn troops during their liberation war. As they call him, the Liberator. The Berbers want Sicily. And they're soon gathering together. I'm not intervening on that matter. The reason he did that is to take advantage of some of the weakness that's going on in the Byzantine Empire today. Hey, where's Priesta? Again, I would love for him to get rid of that craven trait. Should he ever get into a battle, hopefully he loses it. I'm just trying to tell Priesta to man up. Video on 6th of May. And stop. You're not part of that defense pact, are you? Yes, you are, and if I were to declare war on you right now, these countries are going to be against me. So, we're just going to have to wait it out. I was hoping he wasn't a member of that defense pact, so withdrawal. Who's the best chance on the job? Or anyone with Croatia, of course. Threat decay speed. It'll take 52 months, so we can wait. Have all the time in the world. Yeah, I'll go with that. The biggest challenge while doing penance is the solitude. I sit here and reflect up on the role of St. Augustine. Thoughts enter my mind which I desperately want to share with someone, but I barely exchanged a single word since I began my seclusion. I glanced out of the window only to see Princess Petra engaged in a lively conversation with some friends. Oh, for once. I'll just only for a few minutes. Right, Princess Petra and her friends were surprised to see me. They were excellent company. As I stood there, I could not stop talking. What was supposed to be a few minutes turned into an hour before my companions had to excuse themselves to get back to their duties. That was nice, though I shouldn't have. Yeah, Bohemia wants this part. Zadar and Split in particular. He wants Zahumia. No. I was looking at the money, I'm like, what should I do with that money? But for a true follower of the St. Augustine, the importance of saying prayers and studying the Bible, at least my priest said so. However, while doing penance for days on end, I struggle to stay focused. Sometimes I feel I'm just sitting there, doing nothing. If I close my eyes just a moment, sure that would not be so bad. I'll look for inspiration in Tales of Others. The legendary Tezalovic fighter book. Huh. Actually, I don't blame them. It's because he's my rival, right? Yeah, he's my rival because I made him ambitious. I do not remember falling asleep. Suddenly I realized I was sprawled on the floor. Apparently I crashed on top of the copy of the Bible. Once because of the struggle my fate, I noticed that its pages were torn and had ink smeared across my face. No matter how I tried, I could not wash it off. Surely my servants are gossiping about my failure, and soon everyone will know. What an embarrassment. I've been betrayed by my sinful nature and broken seclusion for a time. This shamed me in the eyes of others and greatly hampered my progress. Now I'm a rampant sinner. Blasted. But remember, Saint Helen was a rampant sinner as well. But she pulled through, okay? So be more like Helen then. Sorry I failed you. Man. Let me just seclude myself again. Think about what you've done. Moderation is the key. I'm temperate now. voyage has got smallpox. Where'd you get smallpox? It's not anywhere in this country. But it's a severe illness. Oh, this is gonna kill her. This is definitely gonna kill her. Call to court physician. Quick! You botched the treatment. Well, she's dead. She was a bastard daughter who I legitimized because I believed she had the skills, but now she's gone. If Priesa dies, then it's gonna be Petra who's betrothed to this boy here. Which, look, I'm sorry, and we need to break it. Sorry about that, Bohemia. Need to get her matrimonially betrothed to somebody important. Somebody with good skill. Like somebody strong or attractive or smart. If there is any out there. If not, then we'll just settle it. What? Nephew? Daughter? Do you want frickin' inbreeding? A matrilineal marriage? For Jerusalem? And you know, Bogasha is the heir to the king of Jerusalem. And if he was, I mean, this may sound like a stupid idea, but they said they would go for it. Can you imagine that children would not only have, some could be born inbred, one could go for the empire, the other can go for Jerusalem, unless Jerusalem goes to Bosnian Empire. You know what? Let's try it. It's a stupid experiment, which we're going to go right away. Nephew? No. Well, he's lustful, so... Yes, they're closely related. This is the first close relative marriage that isn't Zoroastrian. There's only 57 living members of Tezalovic, so everything's fine. Let's see Rome prosper. Not gonna happen. He's still a member of the Defensive Pact, so we can't oppose him yet. All you have to do is wait. So we'll speed up a bit. Also, we should spend our money on more hospital buildings. What's missing? Leper colonies. Leper colonies for all. In the domain, of course. We got the money. Well, meanwhile, in Bosnia itself, or Bosnia, our capital county. Oh yes, library. It's library, not library. For some of you people out there who pronounce words differently. Not saying foreigners, I mean English-speaking viewers. Especially from my home state of Texas, which I get a good portion of views from there. So now, Bohemia owns coastal Croatia. And that means the other Tezalovic kin will now be serving him. Also, I just noticed the House Tezalovic, for being a Crusade recipient, gained +1 piety. I never noticed that. Yeah. I was. How about that? Well, I'm the rampant sinner, so I'm struggling. I'm trying to get rid of deceitful, so I could possibly be qualified to be beatified. Huh. Yeah, no harm, no foul. Let's try making some money off of them. I'll take a bit of a piety hit, and we'll use that money to build more hospital buildings. I'll send him a small gift. I'll stop swaying him. It's all good now. At least Bohemian tolerates me for now. Yeah, everything's fine. Now I'm very well liked, although I'm still a rampant sinner. They really want to put that emirate down. They know that's a problem. Who are you? Huh? What the heck? End that plot right now, sister. I just have to sway you, and... Okay, she's not here, but she's going to China. I forgot. Who holds the Kingdom of Jerusalem also has contact with China. So yeah. And I forgot to overlook this. Her artifacts, since she's the Queen of Jerusalem. The skull of Saint Christopher of Antioch. The skull of Saint Christopher of Antioch, given to Stana Tezalovic by Pope Sergius III for participation in the Crusade. And she also has the martial crown of Saint Demetrius, the ceremonial helmet worn by Stana as she stormed the gates of Jerusalem in the name of God. She wasn't there. She was in Bosnia the entire time of this crusade. She was a marshal. So as you can see, it's 11/21, January 4th. That's when the crusade ended. And since those years, Bosnia has been having a renaissance period. A golden age, if you will. Guess we'll build a pilgrim's inn for more piety. Oh my god. Priesta died feverish and sweating. Oh my god. He was a crusader. I pushed him too hard. He had a headache, he had a fever and abdominal pain, and it's the fever that killed him. Never had a chance to produce a child. But at least you're staying true to yourself. And now you're matrilineally married to your... Oh boy. This got interesting. Interesting developments between Bosnia and Jerusalem. So, you want to marry this strange woman? Go ahead. And because of that, that Crusader axe was lost, but we managed to get that armor back. Well, you now inherit the armor. And the dagger too, which we bought it from a Bedouin merchant during the siege of Jerusalem. Yeah, a merchant came during a siege, which he thought was like, hey, business opportunity. So we made good business. We didn't kill him or anything, which some normal crusader would. A holy man came to court today to talk of matters of faith, but it soon became clear he held rather unorthodox views. Being a zealous defender of the church at all times, I believe I did the right thing when I gave the order to imprison the blasphemous pagan who dared to criticize my faith and my church. There's both. So he reacts to the imprisonment. I was still shaking in rage at the pagan's blasphemous words when King Heinrich took the opportunity to whisper, "Good work in my ear. Thank you. Needed that." So your wife's gone to China. Who's the regent, by the way? Ah, of course, it has to be the Ivakovich, Vissarion of Ascalon. Because everybody knows that it's the Ivakovich dynasty is the most pious dynasty in the world. They have more blessed people than any other. Leper colonies have been built. $33 months, so that's just a few more years. Guess we'll try again, because I believe in... Okay, I guess I have to wait for a ranked sinner to expire. Okay, it's this man that has been beatified. He's from Verona. Hey, Ragusa, are you winning? Did you occupy all the... Well, you got 2 more, and you got it. So, she has measles, and she's bedridden, incapable. So, in other words, it's like, of an opportunity for friendship on her deathbed. She's 70, you know? You're a skilled tactician. Well, let's play a game of strategy. I'll just imagine this. We're moving this table sideward. Let's play a little board game or something before, you know, she passes. Alright, let's just focus on my studies. Another class. Bless the George the Whisperer. The Lord Mayor of Zeta. Lord Mayor? Building another city. How did that happen? How did Duca just install them? You are an odd man. And soon a Bulgar is gonna run Duca. Oh yeah. George the Whisperer. Apparently he was pious despite the fact that he was a master schemer. Wow. That was a long time ago. And heresy popped up. Right, this silly. What's wrong with the moral authority? It's all because of losing the holy wars and temples being looted because there's so many Germanics out there. Also, what did I just see? He's Catholic. Is it going to remain so? No, not too long. Yeah, I'm sure they'll manage anyway. I'm not going to spend any more gold to them. What I'm going to do instead is go on another spending spree for hospital buildings. Wait till 5,000, there it is. Guess we can upgrade those. So, up on build the sick houses. We might run out of money soon. For all this. Oops. There, we're back down to what we considered as normal amounts. We make 60 a month! Seamless Robe of Jesus and a stewardship skill helps. Yeah, I got the Seamless Robe of Jesus after the Crusade. It wasn't a reward, it was during a rare artifact search. And don't forget about Ragusa, which they still control the trade of the Adriatic, but they're trying to rebuild their presence out there. Sometimes I wish they would have controlled either the trade posts in Jaffa or Alexandria or even Tripoli. Where are we in technology, by the way? That's what I'm saving up the cultural advances for. To have full status of women, so women can lead the Bosnian armies. So that's 3 so far. What are you? You're French? And for now, the college is voting this Italian from the Empire of Bosnia to be the future pope, which would make him more loyal to us. You know what? I got time for it. I'll put 500 on a campaign fund. Hang on. Start that again. He's not giving me much money. Again. Just get it up to 500. There we go. I mean, he's already in. It's just give it a moment. Yep, soon, the Imperial influence is going to be coming right up. Queen Stana is at war again. She's back from her trip to China. So she got tier 2. And it doesn't appear she got anything from the Chinese merchants, which is sometimes the case. I used to know all this stuff because the last time I played a country that had interactions with China was Zoroastrian Croatia. I was going to stewardship. I forgot what I'm swaying her for. Oh, wait. That was just to try to stop her from assassinating my son, who is now dead. And now we have my daughter, who is pregnant and about to have a baby. But the problem is, will it be born inbred? Let's find out. Sickly, but not inbred. So, not out of the woods yet. I'm gonna go do penance right now. Oh, my. I was thinking Priezda again as a way of... Oh no, Nicola sounds better. We had a Nicolina, now there's a Nicola. Hey, get down here. That area is diseased. That was my mother-in-law. Doing work. Boy, that's a pretty big epidemic of consumption. If it ever comes down here, we just hope that all that stuff will pay off. So with Croatia now, I forgot, who are you betrothed to? Or was that someone else? Do we not have a court physician around here? Why is this child not treated yet? Yeah, we do. It's just this holy woman, for some reason. But then again, grandchild. Now it's Amish Prodnigi in Navarre, who is bust now. Well, finally the opportunity has come. Kind of vassalize this area, just to have more control on the Polish territories. Again, local forces only, because it's a small country. No need to bring a mass of humanity to that area, like we did during the Great Conquest and the Crusade. move in. That we find. Just get across consumption land, and if any of you gets consumption, then that's no great loss. We have a grandson now, which I can only hope gets better. But again, I'm no longer leading armies. What? Don't do that. I'm making a lot of progress on penance. Nothing on fasting or anything. I guess Middlesex, London territory in Britannia is the place to be. Qatar, Britain is the place to be. Thank you. I can rank up as well. Now I'm humble, but still not deceitful. He will stay loyal. Good man. Okay, just one more time and then I'll stop swaying. Thank you. And we stop. So, I don't know how you feel about, your son, who is married to my daughter. And you have this son, or grandson, who's, oh boy, not only the future emperor, but also king of Jerusalem, perhaps? Like, he gets both. Yeah, I think I got an ideal. I said ideal, not idea. I just said it on purpose. Alright. Koyavia is ours. And I'm sure one day we'll fight against Pomerania for the de jure claim on this county here, because it belongs to Celestia. Now, go down south. I'm considering about creating this kingdom title here, and then I will pick certain vassals to serve him. Except for the Prince Archbishop, because I need him. He's the only theocracy vassal that I really care about. Book's finally composed. Everyone knows I've spent over a decade directing the work on my book, when today I'm presented with a final product. Smiling broadly, I can't help but swell with the sense of well-deserved pride. Modest Measures is the name of the book. All things in moderation. Empress Katarina begins her treatise on a culinary householding. A typical inhabitant of Visoke is rumored to have found the text a bit too much. This one's stewardship. And again, since we're in peacetime, we'll just switch it to this book. Okay, I can use that. If you want more learning. Yeah, should be fine. Alright, I wrote a book that makes more money. This book about poetry is really boring. It's filled with do's and do nots. I just want to throw it out of the window. I should take the bird out for some hunting instead. Thought I would have been a poet because poetry runs in the Tezalovic family. Prince Bishop Davisha of Pressburg. New bird is almost too perfect. I enjoy every hunt of her, and the cook has trouble finding new recipes for the rabbit. Anything that involves diplomacy is good, which means vassals will like you more, and if you have more learning and diplomacy put together, it'll make more technology points, including from buildings, such as these hospital buildings. Speaking of hospital buildings, oh my goodness, this chap is really expensive. I guess we'll continue improving the capital's hospital. What is going on down there? Those are raiders you're up against, and I guess you won that trade war. Well, it seems you can handle it on your own. Gaspar Babunich. There's a lot of good people in the Empire. Wants to kill Prince Bogisha of Jerusalem. Hey, at least the boy's not inbred. So we have a young princess, though once I pass, then she's gonna run Bosnia, as she's currently stressed. But she's an elusive shadow, which sounds intriguing in itself. Get it? And I'm sure Bosnia ain't gonna take it too kindly about having another female ruler in Bosnia. Petra, just want to know what is her name, so I can, keep track. Getting all these threats towards me. And I guess we'll build a chapel here. It just increases a bit on disease resistance and more piety to liege. Again, we basically live on relative peace with no big wars to fight. Yet. Oh, what's going on down there? Sicily's ongoing, but now there's a holy war for Ascalon. Ismailid. That's from Nobati. The first real challenge is taking place, but where is Tosia? There she is. That's where she's at, in that county. I guess they're moving all of her troops that were in the Sicilian front to move down here. Soon they're going to be in quite a fight against them. So Ascalon, that's held by the Ivakovic, Italian, those people. Even though I could offer my assistance if I wanted to, but if it gets really, really bad, then I may have to intervene. But you can keep up. Matter of fact, is it possible if we can study the technology over here? Yes. We can have a look over there. Alright. Alright, there's the army of the papacy and Jerusalem. There they are. I outnumber them. You know, I'm going to keep that name. Katarina, named after me. Yes. It's good. That's what I call tribute to the sword of Jesus. Italy can handle it. Okay, they can defend themselves. Along with the Pope's help. It's just they're withdrawn from the Sicilian front. How do they still manage is beyond me. I'm sure one day the Zagoans would probably want that land back. New rector, who is 66 years old and probably won't live long. My inbred, excuse me, I was about to say, is my inbred grandson to know, but he's not inbred. He's sickly. And neither is Katarina. So that's two children without the inbred trait. I guess the Tezalovic have good genetics. I'm thinking about another castle infrastructure, which is for the barracks and militia training ground. Because you know how we're intensive with, strong military these days. And you shall have your charity. By the way, how'd you get here? Oh, a peasant leader, right? Which means I can, go take the vows. Go be a monk or something. Think about what you've done for revolting. That's for once. And I was one of their commanders that we beat. And he's got a lot of money in him. Good ransom. I mean, he's not all that useful to me if we were to recruit him, so just give him the money and you'll be out of here. While this guy can rot, because that was from the Civil War. I once used lies and deceit to get me out of trouble and fulfill my desires. Following the path of Saint Dominic taught me better. Praised be God. Strong and shrewd mind. Discuss the Bible because I see you have a learning education. Because I'm no longer deceitful, that means more diplomacy skill. See if I can be honest. How many friends do I have? Let's count, real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I have no rivals because my son died. My only son. Just making sure, as far as lineage is concerned. Okay. And yes, there are some Italians or whatnot in that Bosnian line. Speaking of Italians, here's one right now. The monk. Prosperity for Zahumi increases. If it ever gets to the highest level of prosperity, move the crown focus to there. and see if we can clear up new land so we can build more cities. More cities means more money. We care about tax income these days. Hey, those are the guys from Ragusa that they tried to raid earlier. And speaking of Ragusa, let me guess. Another trade war. Yep, another trade war. Every time when there's a new rector or a new doge, trade wars occur. And that's for Trevisto. If they get one more of it, I think they won't control the Gulf of Venice for that trade routes. Basically, control the entire Adriatic. And we got another guy in the College of Cardinals. The small kitty is demanding my attention. Alright, pet cat. Yeah, kitty, 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 kitty. Although I know, my name is Katarina. If only the cat's name is Cat, with a K. And, I know a Katie. And sometimes, I even say, here, kitty, 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 at her, and she's like, F off. Found us the clue again. Not diligent yet. And that threat level just won't go down any sooner. By the way, how many are in the college? So, 4 Bosnians, 2 from the papacy, 2 from the HRE, and 1 from Jerusalem for these cardinals. And they prefer this, the heir to the papacy, so to speak. It's going to be, well, he's slightly older than the Pope, but nonetheless, he's an Italian from the Empire of Bosnia. Which would, if he was Pope right now, he'll be a loyalist. Although the Pope is more than willing to accept anything. And this never-ending war for Sicily will soon be ending soon. Soon be soon. Oh my goodness! He's going all out. It's a great conquest for Sicily. If he succeeds, this area that's held by the Byzantines, including this, and a bit of the papacy took this part here. Well, looks like the Muslims for the... I mean, they've held the Iberian Peninsula for a while, and it seems they're losing all control of it. Which means no Reconquista for them. Matter of fact, they cannot do the Reconquista. It's because that Empire of Hispania title exists. So they can't do that. So this means, should they win, it's more than likely they will have a presence in Sicily. And remember how I used to say centuries ago that this is basically a reincarnation of the Carthaginian Empire? Well, looks like they're making a comeback. And it would be complete if they ever done a conquest, not the Great Conquest, but a holy war for Sardinia and Corsica. Well, now we know when the next crusade is going to, where's the next crusade going to take place in. Which there won't be another one until 20 years. But I still have a bone to pick with the Holy Roman Empire due to being a European superpower, and yet even they are... Oh, they have a presence in England. And apparently they have a mainland presence there in the Holy Roman Empire in return. Matter of fact, who did this? You did! The King of France went to a holy war, crossed the English Channel, and took it. One would think, well, you've started a conflict now. This is a new type of war now. Everybody's into these days. Also, what was that name I saw? An Avar Tezalovic. Interesting. Sorry, not gonna give out any land to anyone. Prince Bogisha of Jerusalem? What? You have relations with this one? Again, they're not in Jerusalem. Everybody's still in Bosnia. It's just Stana lives alone, I guess. As far as relatives is concerned. Yep. I guess this close marriage thing didn't last that long. I'm sure that means that Petra now hates him, calling him an unfaithful lecher or something. And he's going to be king of Jerusalem soon. Oh, yeah, you're definitely the new steward. Need to collect more taxes these days. Eek, she's possessed. Burn her. $30,000 strong. That's where I'm at. I have a pet cat to boot. You know, just in case, since she's going to be the new Empress of Bosnia soon, I need to give her a trait. And she'll be patient. Diligent and patient. That's good. And don't die of severe stress. We hate to lose you. And I don't think it's possible to teach her grandchildren that, right? Yes, I can. And he's better from his sickness. So he'll live. You're the one who's excommunicated? Well, the Pope's loyal, so... Look. We're gonna get excommunication lifted, and hostilities will end. Because the Pope will listen to my requests. I was about to say demands, but that's too strong of a word. Norway owns the area. German Knights faith making a strong comeback. Holy Roman Empire is expanding once again, which in the future I thought about, you know, if we fight against them in another great conquest, again, hypothetical, what the most likely candidate would be the great conquest of France. So we can take this big chunk out of this empire and make it independent. Because we do not want to hold that land because it's too far from... Matter of fact, it's too far-fetched of thinking of why on earth would you want to hold that area, whereas we're based in this part of Europe. But now the real question is, will they get Sicily? It's at a stalemate right now. And Jerusalem, I guess, managed to defend it itself. Good job, sister. Love you. I'll do fitness again. One more time. I say that because I don't know how much longer I live. But it is entirely possible I might live to my 70s because of my focus and having a cat. Alright, he explains the magic pass. And I'm thinking about going back to my original focus, and that's business. Again, we're living in a golden age, so why not? Let's do that right now. Go into business again. Oh, not this again. I'll just take a little nap. Ah, damn it, it was supposed to be a little nap. There they are. The Zaguans. You took it, right? Yes. Yeah, that's my court decision. Just keep lowering that threat level, because in about a couple more years, then we're at the... What the? Poland has become independent. This is great. Pomerania is broken again. So now it's Poland. Although they have a defensive pact against me. So they're independent now. But it's led by this long-lived dynasty, which they've used to hold many lands. But the Dulo doesn't run Bulgaria anymore. It's ran by the Yukovic. Also, what the Kingdom of Novgorod, and he's Hungarian and a Muslim, but still tribal. So yeah, there's is such thing as a Russia, but these are Muslims who are Hungarian origin. But they still have Russian pagan vassals out there. Okay, now I know the future plans for Bosnia. Vassalize Poland, possibly fight against the Holy Roman Empire for the great conquest of France, just to take them apart, and as well as a future great conquest for Epirus, which can happen because the strength is more than us. But for now, just focus on secluded penance and getting into business. That's what I'll be spending my last years on. I'm known for my stewardship, and my God, we're gonna go with it. Looks like Bohemia's gonna do some of that fighting for us. Again, they're not going to be vassalizing Poland. They're just taking a piece of the county. Maybe we'll finish the rest once the threat level goes down further. And I have not paid attention to how much money do I have. Burn the ugly guy. So I'll be spending on hospital buildings again. Huh. How long have they been down here? Get them. Give him struggle. Because you have a martial background. Thank you. Now I'm honest. The opposite of deceitful. Oh my. Shrewd, genius, master schemer. Oh my goodness. Sheesh, they're everywhere. Those blasted raiders. Including those still up there. I'll be spending money pretty soon. And you name her Stana, and she's not inbred. Okay, good on you. Yelena. Yep, more. Another holding slot for Bosnia. Let's do it. I was thinking about something else, but I guess we can forget about that. We already have another barony, so we don't need another one, so... I think one city should do. And in the other two in the future, I believe they should be go for... Well, since we're even, I'm an even guy, so maybe the next two should be bishoprics. More bishops, more chances for somebody to be in the College of Cardinals, if the money is right. So, buy a small plot of the land in my county. So I sold the land off of Burger, but that would hurt my castle tax, but I'll still gotta get the money. I'm all about business. I know great deals when I see one. I'll help you, friend. Oh god, don't tell me what I just see on the color change just below us. Do I dare look? Oh my god. Zaghuans are back. They're back in power. Because of this, they threaten all the relevant empires. And they threaten my borders. And down in Drakion, they threaten Constantinople. As Thrace is divided between the Norwegians and those guys down there. But remember, not all of them are Muslims. They're still Orthodox and Catholic vassals, so there could be potential rebellions. So he's vassalized everybody. But it's only a matter of time before he starts revoking some of this, and they will rebel against him for tyranny. Which could be the only chance for them to get them out of this situation. Their presence in Europe is unacceptable, especially right on my backyard in Orid. So give it time. There will be a big revolt coming up. Alright, the Bohemians managed to take a bit of that. Even though it belongs to Celestia and not to Moravia. Threat level will soon go down, and we'll figure out relevant future conflicts. Okay, good. They're dealing with a civil war right now, and an Italian holy war for Capua. This county here. Italians want it. And maybe Romagna will join in too. Think about it. How old are you, Igor? It feels like you've been here forever. And the cancer hasn't killed you off yet. Guess you have the best doctors in the world. Yeah, you want to take that cursed woman? That's for Millman that killed kinsman. Go ahead. This adulterous woman. That's what I said. Curse it. And then despite all this, what's Jerusalem going? What's Jerusalem doing? She's defending well. She's managing. She's fighting on both fronts. And she employed a scholar bureaucrat from China. Hold on. I'm burping again. Ooh, what a lunch. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. And I just noticed just now as I was burping. She has both lustful and chaste. What the heck? Contradictory sister of mine, isn't it? Remember, this will be very interesting. Bogasha will be the next king of Jerusalem, which Nicola is going to be the future heir to Jerusalem and the Bosnian Empire, which could possibly and most likely mean that Jerusalem will go to the Bosnian Empire, which honestly I would want none of it. But as for future conflicts is concerned, this could be my opportunity to expand down here. We've always wanted to expand southwards to these areas. But we'll think about it as soon as the threat level goes down. But honestly, I think Poland would be the more probable option. Dealing with the uprising, they're going to lose this piece of land. The pesty Pomeranian border dispute for Bureg. So just save up your money for future conflicts. Okay, Koyeva's published her new theory. Apparently it's become a laughingstock as the entire medical community. It is being read as entertained by scholars throughout the realm. That vile blasphemer has brought me nothing but shame. And now she become dull! Just slip of the tongue there. Boris Ivakovich. Oh, he died before he had a chance to become the king of Bulgaria. So it's going to be this guy instead. What's the line? Yep. Okay, this is different, but we're going to close the episode with this because on the next episode we'll get into, getting Poland, dealing with holy wars and possible great conquest. But first, an invitation. My lady, we have received an invitation to visit the great monastery at Cluny. It could make a most interesting journey. Cluny Abbey has grown to a great prominence and power since it was given independence by the Duke of Burgundy in 910. I'm sure that he did. Subject now only to the Pope and supported by an extensive lands as well as generous donations. It is a great center of wealth and learning. The Abbey's church is the largest in Europe. Not even the great cathedrals of Rome or Constantinople can match it. A wonderful opportunity. Alright, so this is the famous abbey that everyone's been talking about. The great church towers, majestically over an extensive complex of buildings. The surrounding farmlands are rich and fertile, with peasants toiling to bring the fruits of the land into the coffers of the monastery. You could see many of the monks moving about and also spot a nun or two. I could sense an atmosphere of learning, piety, and power. This is a place also enjoys the direct support of kings and powerful nobles, not to mention the Pope. Again, I'm always known to be pious, so I've come here to pray. Yes. That's what I got for at least a couple of months. So we will close this episode as the threats level is going to go all the way down, and we'll be preparing for future conflicts, and possibly one of the last few wars of Katarina, the Sword of Jesus, who's now stressed because of all the business and whatnot. So we will stop right now. There we go, September 1st. That's where we'd want to stop. So we hope you see the next episode, as this is going to be a pretty chaotic part of Mediterranean Europe. Since the Zaguans are back in power, it seems Italy and Bohemia are joining up to take parts of it in the civil war. And Jerusalem still maintains a presence, and they won again. And she has smallpox, and she's severely ill, so yes, it's going to be a real changing time here. When Stana passes, I might pass too, but I have a cat. And Petra better be ready to take responsibility of holding a empire that will be on a move, along with 3 grandchildren of mine who were not inbreds. They were all born fine. They're all good. And we hope they're all good by the next episode. Till then, so long for now.